Hello and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Hennessy Performance Racing League Xfinity Series. Tonight we will be racing at Michigan. And tonight I will be joined by Dalator. Dalator, how are you?
Good, Brody. What's going on?
Oh, not much. And I'm also going to be joined by Sharp. Sharp, how are you?
Doing great. Ready to call it action tonight.
Absolutely. Now, last week we went to Worldwide Technology Racing, otherwise known as Gateway. We saw Tennessee Titan get his first career win in the Hennessy Performance Racing League. I mean, it was a crazy race for sure. Dalator, were you with me on that broadcast? I can't remember.
I was out last week, so unfortunately, I'm going to plead ignorance on what happened.
I honestly can't remember who was streaming with me, but
I was with you in that race, and let me tell you, it got pretty interesting at the end.
was it just me and you?
It was just you and I.
Oh, forgive me. I honestly thought you took a leave as well. Well, kind of embarrassing on my part, but nonetheless we saw Tennessee Titan grab his first victory and lock himself into the playoffs. Um, what do you both really think about Tennessee Titan and the performance that he showed, not only at Gateway but throughout the season? I mean, he is definitely looking like he could surprise a lot of people in these playoffs.
We are good to join, by the way. I hate to cut you off, so
Okay.
But as far as Tennessee goes, I think that, from what we've seen from last year and then this year as well, he's been a guy that's been not at the front, but the next tier down. He's been right. Pretty extraordinary, avoiding everybody pile driving into everyone else because everyone's got different breaking points and such. So to come out of there, I mean, that's like winning the Royal Rumble, at least in my mind, in this game.
absolutely. I mean, the way I see for Tennessee Titan is that that's like an icebreaker for him. He's been hunting for a win for a very long time. He comes in the Gateway where we see it was dominated by Heredia on the night, and I mean, he did a well of a job. Oh my goodness, our pole sitter Hendrick appears to have already lagged out of this race, and
Oh.
we haven't even completed the first lap.
Well,
I was just about to touch.
actually, sorry to cut you off on that. Hendrick is actually still in the race.
Um,
Not exactly sure.
I'm loading in now, so I'll take a look to see if I can validate that
Does-
information.
Yeah, it does still look like Hendrick is in the race.
He's a 6 car, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll take a look.
I'm back out and rejoin. My apologies for that, everyone who's tuning in. It just on my screen, he immediately went to pit road.
Yep,
So,
he's right now top side of 2 or 3 wide here for battling for third or fourth place with Electric.
Yeah, and as we see, 54 is gonna lead this lap. I believe this is starting lap 3, so I'm not exactly sure who led off the start of the race, but oh, Heredia is gonna lag and bunch up the field. There goes a lot of cars into the fence.
692, there's the 36, the 5, the 99, the 20 gets a couple good hits.
Yeah, Heredia is gonna be asked to drop to the back after that. Unfortunate for, I believe, our pole sitter Hendrick. He lost the lead and fell all the way back on the high side. I mean, there's really not a lot you can do right there, and just the unthinkable happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing that he can control. Unfortunately, you know, sometimes you're the bat, sometimes you're the ball, and you know, when you get shuffled out from that inside lane here, it's tough to recover right away, and then you know, lag spikes happen, whether you know somebody who's got a reputation for lagging or not, and you know, it's just part of it, unfortunately.
I agree.
It does tend to happen. It's an unfortunate occurrence with the way the server works out sometimes, and it a lot of times has nothing to do with the driver's internet back home. It's just sometimes there's a missync with the internet connection with the server, so it's just a weird glitch with the 714 servers. But obviously, these guys are not trying to intentionally be lagging the entirety of the race and cause those sort of problems for everybody else who's just trying to enjoy themselves and have a good race on track. But I mean, we look at Hendrick now, who restarted pretty much toward the tail of the field. He's already has passed 5 cars, looking to make a move on the 99, looking to the outside. Doesn't look like he has enough of a run there at the moment. But the thing you're going to see with Michigan is that this is a lot of pack racing, and if you have an opportunity, you've got to go out there and you've got to take it whenever you get that chance.
Agreed. We already have 8 laps to go in the stage, so if somebody wants to, you know, put themselves in a position to challenge this 54 who's got a 4 or 5 car length breakaway at the current moment, you need to get yourself up there right now as you see them jostling around for what looks like 3rd or 4th.
Oh, and there goes a couple cars.
Who was that? I missed that. Looks like the 98 a hood cat and or hood call and yeah, that's. I think he's the only one. I thought I saw 2 cars down there.
I tell you what, other than the top 3 right now, you got a lot of side-by-side battling right here. You see McCarr trying to block the 18. He's not able to do it. Masopes coming up the high side. Now he's able to slide in front of that 6 car of Hendrick to try to follow that 18 through. McCarr doing a pretty good job on that high side right now. But unless he gets another car to draft with him there, he might be hung out to dry here. You can make this high side work, but it's very tough. You need a lot of momentum to make it work. I'm sorry to cut you off there.
No, that's all right. I saw somebody going through the grass, doing a little landscaping. I think that might have been the 99 further back. As looks like the lead now has shrunk. Looks like the 36 and the 8 have been able to catch the 54. We got to watch these 3. These 3 all together really have not had a very amicable season with each other.
I tell you what, and the 36 is very aggressive in trying to take the lead here. The thing you'll know, aside from the plate tracks at Daytona and Talladega, that white line on the backstretch and on the front stretch is not out of bounds. Not necessarily recommended to be dive bombing, should I say, under that white line and try to make a move. It might be frowned upon by some people, but it is legal, as annoying as it could be. And you can see the 36 was able to use that to kind of throw the 54 off of his line. Going into 3, is able to take the lead. And now Electric is able to take 2nd place away. So move the 54 back to 3rd spot. 22 drivers in this field tonight. A very big field of drivers competing in tonight's race.
Yeah, and one thing that you have to watch out for when you're going underneath that that apron line is, especially in 1 and 2. Oh, somebody's in the grass again. Who is that? It looks like the 1 car cutting some grass. You got to be careful getting your lefts on that yellow. You don't want to get them below that yellow because, you know, it's as the 36 and the 8 hit there, you know, you're going to be very susceptible to getting yourself looped around. That apron is not friendly with you.
Yeah, you can see the 8 car was trying to make a move on the 36, actually got to his quarterfinal, but that contact negated any kind of side draft that he was going to have. And you see with the 54 doing such a good job pinching the 8 down, and he has no help right now. He's going to lose potentially 2 spots right here as the 10 car is now into the picture here.
What a great run for Kelvin.
I was about to say, he started deep in the field, at least 14th or 15th, and he finds himself up within the top 4 and looking for more, trying to see if he can work with that 54 to make a spot.
Coming at two to go, coming here off the corner.
Coming at 2 to go here, yeah. And something I was going to point out is that I feel Kelvin is very underrated amongst his Xfinity competitors. I've raced with Kelvin for a long time, and he is very skilled at a lot of these tracks, especially when you come to tracks like Auto Club and Michigan where you're draft dependent. He knows how to use that to his skill set. So if he's ever able to kind of clear himself out of this traffic right here, watch out. He'll definitely be a factor later on in this race if he's given the opportunity.
I agree. I think what needs to happen right now, though, is you see the gap that the 36 is putting on the rest of these guys because they want to be the guy who's the first one to him. I think they need to get that settled out and reel him back in as we're coming to 1 and go off of 4.
Right. Oh, 3 wide here. Mason Pope, the inside line with McCard following him.
That 8's got to run. He's going to take it here.
This is going to get tight here.
Well, you better watch that spin.
Oh, Mason. Mason got tight on the bottom. That's going to move the 54 up.
8's going to have one more shot. Snaking down the back. You're going to have to drive it in here if you're going to have any chance of getting that 36 right now.
Yeah, I don't believe he didn't have the angle he needed here.
Looks like he kind of backed out of it a little just to make the corner.
Oh, the 10. Oh, what a save by Kelvin. I thought he was in the grass, but he holds on to it. So the 36 of Jackson is able to take home the stage win. He's followed by Electric and Masopes. Logan Aim in the 15 working his way up to 4th. And McCard rounds out the top 5 with TK270 Kelvin right behind him. A couple notables, obviously Hinder Chase working his way back up. I believe he got 7th. No, Speed Racer got 7th, excuse me. Heredia was able to work back up to 8th, and Hendrick in 9th, with Team Titan following up that victory at Gateway last week. 10th place showing here in the first stage.
Is there anything notable that both of you all have seen, you know, like anything the drivers can do to really benefit themselves?
You need to be patient, from what it looks like. You need people to work with you, because as we saw right there to end the stage, as we're coming to get the green for stage 2, looks like McCard took 2?
McCard did not pit there, so that's going to be interesting to see. I don't believe you need a pit in either first or second stage, and considering I believe these stages are pretty short here. We only have 12 laps here, so we're going to have to see how this plays out for McCard, if he's going to try to hold this lead, or, you know, if he's going to drop. Well, he's not going to drop out of the way. He's getting overtaken by his teammate. So I'm not sure how beneficial this is going to be for McCard here. He's going way to the high side. He realizes.
He's getting out of people's way. I think he missed pitting. Oh, 22. Holy God.
Oh, Heredia in the grass.
And he's around.
Oh, he's around. I was going to say, he did a heck of a job after the lag issue, dropped all the way to the back and still got well within inside the top 10. The thing with Heredia is that, and I'm going on a limb with this one, but Heredia has never actually enjoyed racing at Michigan in the past.
Yeah, I mean, different strokes, different folks, right? So, you know, whether or not it's that or what, I mean, internet issues, lag issues, rearing its ugly head right now, as we have a new player up in the top 3 right now. Logan Aim has cleared himself into second place, now challenged in the 8 car for the lead here as Jackson looks to the inside.
Somehow Masopes is going to get back down into 3rd.
Man, the way they snake down that backstretch makes me think back to the way that they used to run the play tracks like Daytona and Talladega in the 90s.
Yeah.
Another driver that is working his way toward the front, and this is a driver that is known for his consistency. When he gets the opportunity to run toward the front, he's usually pretty good at keeping himself there, is that 11 car, I2 Ballistic U. Ballistic, as we call him. He has found his way up to the 7th position. He's on the inside. He's looking for more.
I call him Dylan.
Yeah, I do too.
I tell you what, Dylan is well overdue for a good run as he runs alongside one of his good friends, Kelvin. May have had some net code. And the 13 of JoJo got put up in the wall. There's another car that's behind JoJo that looks like he got forced up in the fence as well. I can't see. That's the 16. So the track is pretty wide, but the close quarter racing is there.
Yeah, the track is pretty wide. There's a lot of room for you to move, but if you want to continue to have some speed, you have to be tucked up behind somebody, and especially with low draft, it's a lot harder to do than it would be on normal or high per se. So you've got to be very meticulous in how you put your car through the corners, down the straightaways. It'll really shorten up your ability to move around with the room that you have.
Absolutely.
Does look like Ballstick is gonna try to let this 20 car into line. Now goes under. Getting harassed by the 7.
Ballistic's not going to like that one.
Oh, no, he did not.
Yeah, he shows his displeasure there. The 7 kind of really forced himself in there. He really didn't have a lot of room to work with. Ballistic was in prime position to take that spot away from the Soats before the 7 forced his way through. I feel like Ballistic has a lot more pace than people give him credit for. And, you know, he just needs to avoid people taking him out of the groove, you know, as he's trying to work himself up toward the front. Ballistic is not the kind of guy who's really going to force the issue. He's going to take the opportunities as they come to him there, and that was probably one of the few times you'll notice Ballistic lashing out with his car on the track.
Absolutely, he has a ton of patience. A really great really get. All right.
And
masopes goes in.
That's a caution.
Yes.
Oh, the ones involved. There's multiple cars toward the back of the field. I don't think this is going to be a game caution, but we may get, depending on how many laps we have to go.
It looks like they called a manual.
Right at 5. So that was coming to 5 to go. So. Yeah, they had not crossed the start finish line, so yes, the yellow is out. This is the 5 to go mark. So if they pit here, they should restart with 2 to go, if I'm not mistaken. Unless they line up on the backstretch, which normally we do not do that.
I think you got to pit. If not for 2, for 4. Honestly, I think 4 might be the play here, even though there is only 2 to go.
Right.
Call me crazy, but I don't really care too much about the track position as I do a good handling car with a track that the tires do wear.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, you saw what happened with McCart as soon as he took the restart. He was fine for the first half of 1 and 2, but as soon as they got to the exit of turn 2 and everyone was up to speed, he had zero pace compared to everybody else. So a big break for a lot of drivers, as you can see. Oh, people staying out. Wow.
Yeah, obviously you're going to have the people that
quite a few people staying out.
So you've got the 54 and the 18, the 1 and the 19. So it looks like JGR is staying out. I think there's only 4 cars that are on the track right now that are not pitting. So I think you needed more that stayed out if you want to.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. Even if, let's say, 7 or 8 would have stayed out, or that'd have been too beneficial. That I don't know.
I think he needed 4 no matter what the situation was here. That banking transition off of turn 2 onto the backstretch, if you have worn tires and somebody doesn't, you're pushing it a little too hard, you can kiss the inside wall because you ain't going to have anything else to look forward to.
Right. So a strategy call here. Pretty much everybody took 4 tires. The 7 car, if it's always Gary, I could tell he took 2 tires here. He was a little bit further mid-pack after the incident, and he did take 2 tires to try to bypass some of the traffic. So this will be interesting to see. He's going to have a little bit better tire than the 4 drivers ahead of him. It's just all going to depend on where they restart and which lane he decides to start in.
Yeah, but So you got the 54, the 18, the 19, and the 1. I think that, the two JGR cars up there, the 54 and the 18, I think they're going to pretty much set sail. I don't want to say that they're going to get too far out. Obviously, the laps are on their favor, on their side here, in their favor. It really depends where Electric goes. He's going to go to the top. I think that's a smart move because he's going to have 4 and he's going to be able to wrap him around.
Yeah, I mean, it'll just all depend on how this 19 gets through turn 1 and 2 on the restart. He was further back in the field. I hadn't seen if he had made any kind of progress, but Cush, starting on that outside row, it's gonna depend on what kind of jump Speed Racer gets in that 54. But you got 3 cars in the bottom lane that stayed out. Only 1 in Cush that stayed out on the high side. Then you have Gary on 2 tires. Electric's the first one on 4 tires on the outside.
Yeah, what it comes down to really is I think the outside lane through the first 2 corners is going to have the advantage, and then it's going to switch down the backstretch. Outside lane, you're going to have more room to run. These guys with fresh tires are going to have more grip, I think, because you got 3 cars who stayed out on the inside lane at 36. Unless he can get underneath the 1 before turn 1, they're going to just get bottlenecked.
How many laps to go do we have in stage 2?
We're going to have 2 to go right here.
Well, that's all you need to know. Let's figure out.
And we are green. Cush, considering he's on the high side, got a pretty decent jump, but obviously that draft, the cars, look at all Electric trying to go 3 wide on his teammate. That's not going to work. Oh, he's going to drop down.
That's smart.
Behind the 36, 3 wide.
They're going to get to him. That 18 is going to have to block
I don't
for his
know.
life.
Oh, that 18 is.
Here comes the 15 through the middle.
They're
barely got there. 18 up the track.
36 is going to be a bull in a china shop for that 54.
This is going to be hard to hold them off.
Yeah, the 54 might be a sitting duck here. We got 1 more lap. He's going to block the bottom with everything he's got right here. Now the 36 is going to go to the high side. What a run.
That's what you
look at this
Electric.
Oh my gosh.
Never touched him. Never touched him.
Wow.
A clean dive bomb.
Brass balls move of the race.
That was...
All right. Now what does the 15 do? Is he... Nope, 8. Nope, 8 is blocking the low line. But in Electric's case, he had to do it. I mean, that's his one shot. He didn't force the 54 up any higher than he needed to. Never touched him. And, I mean, great car control not to spin that car out, considering he was well below the yellow line. And he's going to take the stage here.
We saw a finish to the Kentucky race with the 3 of them that went sideways. That one was redemption.
And even from last week, Electric in position to win a race has to send it on the 18, and the tires just don't last. I mean, we have seen aggressive moves from Electric specifically that have not worked out in his favor. That one did. That was a statement.
When you have the confidence in your car to do that, good luck.
Oh, absolutely. We know Electric has the pace to run with the front runners. We've seen it multiple times this season. Granted, some of the moves he's made on track may not be the most well advised, but in that case, for a stage win and an extra playoff point to your name, that's well calculated in my opinion. A lot of other drivers would have most likely done the same thing he did.
Absolutely. If you can put 1 more point in that bucket, do it.
Oh, absolutely. Now you see the position change, though. The 36 with a slightly better pit stop. Obviously, the game generates the time frames that these guys spend on pit road. But 30 laps to go here.
Yeah.
So these guys can't make it to the end. So what kind of strategy do these guys make? Do they, if this thing goes green all the way, when do you come down pit road?
I think you cut it in half.
It's a bold strategy, but if you don't have any friends that go with you, you don't have any draft to work with. And imagine, let's say you have teammates that go in bunches of 3, 4, maybe you have friends that help you out along the way. I tell you what, Electric is hugging Heredia right now. He's not giving him any breathing room. The unfortunate thing for Electric is that he just has no help on that high side right now.
Yeah. So the question now becomes, does this become a fuel mileage race? And everyone apparently hates fuel mileage races, because I think by looking at the streams that I had seen earlier in the race, I think a fuel load was 15 laps. So 14, 15 laps. If you're running a 30 lap segment here, as they are in the Xfinity race, then that means that people are going to have to save a lap of fuel, along with make sure that their tires don't, get out from underneath them. It's going to be really challenging for a lot of these guys to figure out if they want to push hard at the front or if they want to conserve a little bit.
Right, exactly. And I mean, if that is the case, where you only have 15 laps of fuel, then in Jackson's case, I wouldn't necessarily want to be leading the race right now. I'd want to be able to sit in the pack, draft somewhere close to the front to where you could be in striking position. But being the leader, you have to be full gas the entire time. You can't, you don't have an opportunity to save whatsoever.
I think if you're Jackson here, that impasse is not as unsurmisable as I would think other people would think. I don't want to be in this pack. If he doesn't lead, I mean, look at this. You've got basically 6-7 rows of pace laps. He goes from first and gives up the lead. He's going to fall where? You don't know. We haven't seen Electric up at the front. I think he's now back in 8th or 9th. To me, that's a little too far back.
Cars around in the back, by the way.
Oh, that's 11, a Ballistic who's going around. Does not appear to have any damage, but he was the only one who spun. That's a shame. And he was running as high as 5th at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So unless he gets a yellow flag, his race is done. I didn't see exactly how he spun, but
I would like to say, we're getting a little bit of help in the chat from our buddy Ghost. Ghost says that they're going to have to save a quarter to a half a lap of fuel. Tires will not matter.
Tires are absolutely going to matter, at least in my mind, because, coming off of these corners, all that banking, all that speed, you're still going to get loose no matter how tight you've got that car set up.
We made tire wear as far as being able to make it a full fuel run. They'll be fine. I mean, if they're having to save a quarter to half a lap, then, what these drivers are going to attempt to do is save as much as they can where they can comfortably make it, the first 15 laps of the run. And then, it'll be all about pit road entrance execution. Getting as much as you can without speeding, and then being able to save enough to be able to make it to the finish without sputtering.
Do you take 2 tires then?
It's a 4-tire option. Oh, my soaps.
Ooh, that was close.
Got out of shape.
I was on board with him.
I mean, if you're taking all that fuel at that point, you might as well take 4 tires if you're going to be conserving. I'd rather have the extra tire wear to make sure that I can make it the entire way. But like I said, it's going to be tough for these drivers. I mean, it's all about micromanagement of your equipment.
I would like to go back to Delator's point about, tires and how the car feels longer in the run as the tires begin to wear, and the 92 into the wall. Doesn't look like he's going to collect anyone else, but we've seen time and time again at a sister track named Auto Club. I mean, these drivers will take 0 tires, 2 tires, 4 tires on a stop and be just fine. I just don't think that the fall off is enough for it to really matter. So if you can take no tires, I believe that is the call. I mean, we've seen it time and time again in the Cup Series with Nobes, who dominates Auto Club. So I just believe it's the same way.
That is very true. I mean, and Nobes has a great knack for Auto Club. I mean, we see it. He's proof that, if you're conservative early on and you got that car set up for a long run like he does, he's able to save beginning of the run, and then he comes on so strong at the very end. And that's something that's very impressive about what Nobes is capable of doing at any given track.
Got a little bit of blocking over here with the 22 and the 16.
Yeah, Heredia didn't want to give up that spot there. He was getting pinched initially by the 10 off of turn 2, kind of slowed his momentum down, and the 16 was trying to take advantage of it, and Heredia said, not today. He's just... Heredia is a smart driver in his own regard. You know, he's got the pace, I think, right now to lead this thing, but he's taking his time. He's not really pressing the issue at the moment, just taking the opportunities as they come. Oh, kind of getting to the 18 just a little bit there, though, but, you know, I don't see any harm. And if I the 16 out of shape, this is the part of the run, though, like you mentioned, Alator, no matter how tight you set that car up,
transition off of the corners is going to...
We're trying to be four wide right
here. And 18 got the worst of that one. He's not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, that was a domino effect. It looked like the 15 was inside the 16, pushed the 36 into the 18. It's just one of them chain reaction type of deals.
I would like to say, JoJo and Heredia.
Laps to go.
JoJo and Heredia, we haven't seen very much of them all day, and they have found their way at the front.
Oh, Jackson is off. Did he just get looped? Oh, he got way too loose off of turn 2.
Yeah, this is the part of the run. You've got to be careful, and where he merged into the track was a tough spot for some of these guys toward the back of the pack. This is where track position is very critical.
Absolutely. That's why you don't want to, in any series, go too hard too quickly here, as you know, you're going to wear the good off the tires. You're going to get too much temperature in them. It's going to cause them to degrade a little bit quicker. You don't want to get too much of it.
It's hard to come through the field, but I feel like it's even harder to even keep the position. But some guys in this field have figured it out. I mean, the 52 we've seen is basically the car to beat tonight. I mean, him and the 8 car have just been up here nonstop, and same with the 15. We can't say enough good things about those 3 drivers.
But they have been models of consistency for sure. Jackson is still, you know, even with that issue, I mean, now he's back in 15th, but, you know, he was one of those 4 guys that was up there battling for the lead, won stage 1, could have won stage 2, so, you know, all it takes is one little mistake, and look where he is.
Oh, the 15!
Oh, the 15 is around!
Into the wall.
Oh, hits the 7. Is that going to be a game caution? The 19 got hit as well. Oh, this is going to get interesting. They call manual here.
I believe they will.
That was 3 cars involved. The 19 hit late, but it was a 3rd car involved.
Doesn't look like one yet.
So far on stream, I've not seen anything yet, so... An unfortunate occurrence for these guys. And the 15 was running top 5 at that particular moment, so very unfortunate for him to see. Yeah. I tell you what, that 10 car of Kelvin is impressing me right now. He's been up on that high side, and he's making it work. He's going 3 wide right now. Potentially for the lead. By himself.
And that'll be the caution.
And Emmanuel is out.
What a move by Kelvin. Who was expecting that?
Wow. With 16 to go here. So if you're right about it being 15 laps here, this is an easy 4-tire stop. You're going to restart with 13 to go. You're going to be a lap and a half to the good on fuel.
What you're going to need to do is, you know, even leaving pit road, just shift into 4th real quick and bank yourself an extra 1/10 of a gallon.
Absolutely. Now, I feel like lane choice is going to be critical right here on this restart. Where do you want to restart?
Where would you restart?
If I'm coming out 1-2 like the front runners are, I'm restarting 1-2 on the inside. If I'm Kelvin, I'm not taking a chance at restarting on the high side, because I feel even if you get a good jump, you're going to get freight train because people are going to want to get to the bottom. But that would just be me personally. I don't know what Kelvin, you know, what his frame of mind is going to be after this pit stop is done. We're going to have to see how this plays out. And keep in mind that this race is far from over here. If you thought the racing was intense before, now that these guys are going to be good. So I'm looking at the stream here. I'm not entirely sure the numbers were that were being mentioned in chat, but these guys get 20 laps of fuel. So they're going to be easily good to go on fuel, without a doubt now. So.
Okay, my math was absolutely wrong then. I thought it was 14, 15. I may have been looking a few laps into the run.
Yeah, because I know on a 3 times wear setting that it ends up being like 12 to 13 laps, I believe.
Okay.
Intense. Nice. The intensity has picked up. You can feel it.
All right, so Heredia was able to gain a spot, so now lane choice decision. So Brody, where would you restart?
I mean, if I'm Heredia, I'm going to go with what you said. There's no point in chancing it. I mean, just go where the control car goes. If you're second place. If you're third place, honestly, I really wouldn't be against going to the outside at that point, though. I mean, it's better than where you're sitting. You at least have a chance to make something out of it. Third place, though.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, another thing that Kelvin has to consider is that if he doesn't end up getting any help, he can get shuffled way back. So if he's, thinking long term, to where if he feels like he's got the car to go for it after everyone's up to speed, because he's shown he can run that high side. If he stays on the bottom initially, gets the jump with the 54 and the 22, they might be able to clear the outside lane to where he's got some options after that. We're about to find out. Oh!
I think that's after the line.
That was close.
That was very close.
I think the 22 made the decision after the line.
Yeah, he looked like he was going high, and then he... I don't know what race control is going to say. Oh, what's up with the 9 and the 10?
I think it was just getting off the throttle.
Yeah.
No damage, obviously. I don't know.
It
was
don't want to speculate. That was close.
No, I don't want to either. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
We have seen leaders get penalized for stuff like that. I mean, last week we saw Jojo and masopes get a penalty for entering pit road incorrectly. No, it'll be interesting to see if this is a post-race call or if race control is going to do anything about it. As of right now, we are going to assume that the 22 is all good to go, so ready is starting in that second place position on the inside.
And they've got the one car on the outside who moves all the way up. I think he's a sitting duck behind the 54 and the 22 unless he can get a good push here from the 9.
Great restart.
.54 through the gears better than the 1. Has gotten to the inside.
That's to be expected, though. That was a net gain of at least 9 for the 1 car, so great move by him. And here comes Heredia to the inside. 1 car is going to be shuffled out to the outside.
Nine car coming through with that train of the 22.
Yep, that's another driver we haven't seen. McCard.
He's just going to go up top on him.
Yeah, that's a little questionable. This teammate in the 8 is going to come, and here comes Kelvin, 3 wide.
Jojo following. Oh, the 22 and
Heredia.
Oh, man.
Jojo around, Kelvin into a couple others. This is a huge wreck. Alright, so Heredia right now is scored in 3rd place, but how much damage does he have from hitting the wall? That is the question.
It depends on how his game threw him into the wall. I mean, it looked like he misjudged being clear of the 54, and then the quarter panel contact just shot him up and sandwiched the 9, which, I mean, we were just talking about McCart having shown up to the dance, and here he is getting basically pile driven.
And a lot of good cars were affected by that. Look at this. A couple cars stay out. Hendrick and who is that?
Is that
Jake?
Code Red Dill?
Yeah.
Jake up here on the front row with Hendrick. Hendrick we saw front of the field earlier. Let's see how this goes.
It wouldn't be an Xfinity broadcast without the cameo. He is going to be taking 3 wide off the rip. Kelvin with a great restart. 4 wide in the back.
Yeah, they're done playing games now. It's punting season.
Yep.
We're at 4th down.
Hendrick chase 9 out front looking for his first win, the 92, not wanting to follow the 10 car. Kelvin also looking to lock himself into the playoffs. What a monumental win this would be for the 10 crew. And 1 car looks to be around in the back. 2 cars in the back are around. Here
7 to go.
Here comes Person under the 10. Person still looking for his first win in the season. There is a lot of guys up here that are still looking for their first win. I believe Speed is also looking for a win, and he charging on the inside and a big wreck in the back. Already around.
Oh, the 92 just... Wow.
A lot of stuff just happened.
This might cause a green-white checkered.
I believe this will, and I mean, Hendrick is out in the lead.
But for how long? Now that those cars at pit are going to be able to be re-racked right next to them off the rip, will the 10 be able to clear them?
I believe this is Hendrick looking for his first top 5 in all 3 series. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not exactly sure if he got a top 5 in whenever he was in Cup in the Daytona 500. I believe I saw a stat that had... He was running the 21, I believe. I believe that he had a top 5. I'm not exactly sure about that stat, but here we go again. Kelvin on the outside. Speed behind the 6.
Off the jump to 10 looks like he's pretty good right there. Got through the gears just as good, but oh boy. Now he gave himself a little bit more room with that move. But watch the 54 now. Watch the 98. Where did the 98 come from?
Wow. Hendrick blocking the bottom. Here comes Speed to the outside. He's going to have a little bit of help.
With fresh tires, that might actually be the move of the race right there. He's going to have the outside on the quarter panel coming off of 4.
Both lanes do not have any help right now. They got to get organized. Oh, another spin in the back.
That's 2-3 cars back there.
Oh, this could be 4 for the race.
Oh, JoJo just got demolished. 36 through the grass. 92's in the grass. This is 2 to go. There goes the 54. And the 8 just sent the 98. But that 98's holding on.
Oh, and the 54, the outside row has help, and there goes the big one. And that's the race. I believe Speed got it.
I think, no, this is 2 to go.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Caution.
Caution.
Oh, boy.
Speed got the lead right there. Good Cat in 3rd. Hennessy Titan trying to get 2 in a row, sitting at 4th. I do just want to applaud these drivers. You remember the Xfinity race at Auto Club earlier in the season?
Yes.
It's been better than that. By a long shot, so I do want to say Kudos on the improvement, but let's finish this race.
At 54 on new tires is going to be on the outside of the 6. I think it comes down to the 98 here.
Everyone gets down to the bottom. The 6 left out to dry right now.
6 left out to dry. That 90. Oh, the 98 just. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That's not going to be friendly. They're on the apron back there.
They're trying to spin. 3 wide.
All right, coming to the bell lap. What do we got? Top 5 is clear right now, but how long will that last? That 18 is coming behind the 98. The 98 is catching the 54 off the corner. What will he do? He should not go high. I would push him.
Wow. That was a caution.
Was that a caution?
That was a caution.
At the line.
Well,
oh my god.
All right. We've seen this in NASCAR before, right? What race was that? They called a caution right before the line.
That was the All-Star race.
That was the All-Star race. Knew it. Can you imagine how it would have been if Blaney would have been robbed of that victory?
So there was a video that was posted where they had like the first NASCAR Next group back together to talk about all that stuff, and he said that his window net was up, but it was like velcroed up. It wasn't like latched in.
Yeah, it wasn't slotted in.
And it hit him in the head on the backstretch going into turn 3. The funniest thing about it, because they were like, his window net's not up. Like, it was, but it really wasn't.
Yeah.
And he even admitted it there. And Hendrick looks like he took a pit stop. 98's on the outside of the 54.
This could have, and I think they're already wrecking in the back. And they are. No
Still
caution.
green.
Yep. This is for the better.
Get it over with. 18's going to have the inside line here on the 54. Could he go back to back, or is he going to help his teammate catch a flag himself? 20 car coming.
Yeah, here comes masopes. Masopes is going to...
Yep.
Gonna have help.
Tap.
He's gonna have help from the 15. They're gonna have a...
Oh,
someone just died.
Oh my god.
Oh, McCart through the grass. Oh, the 7, they're all trying to wreck. Yep, they're gonna clean up in turn 1 right here.
Masopes is not going to sit behind his teammates.
Nope.
We know this. That he's gonna sweep down low. Watch this.
He's going for it, but that's gonna mess up all of them. This is Speed's race. Oh, here comes Jackson.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow,
Yep.
He's gonna submit a clip of that.
Yes, he is.
He rightly should.
Yes, he should. That would have been Jackson's win. But Speed is gonna come home with the victory. I don't even know who your top 3 is. But it does look like Hoodcat is going to get a top 5 finish after all that.
Looks like Speed, Logan, and Jamie from just looking at the way that they've came across there. But I was more... Oh man, that was... Yeah.
Yep.
That's
happened.
That's not how you want to win a race.
Nope. That's going to shake up the playoff field. Speed was under it.
Well, after this dump that I seen, I need to go take one before Cup, so I'll see you guys over there.
Yep.
Catch you guys later.
Yep, I'm right there in the boot, and I'm right there with you. But we're going to try to get Speed up into the booth.
Do you also want to get second and third place in here as well?
Yes, I have no idea who it is, though.
That's Logan Aim and third place was
Jamie.
Jamie. All right. I don't know if I have Jamie.
Okay. Well,
I don't.
you have Speed and Logan.
I do, and I
Okay.
just sent both of them invite.
I will invite Jamie. No, definitely not. This is not going to sit well. It does look like everyone is invited to the booth. I believe Jackson got our fastest lap.
He sure did, and we do have our second place finisher in here.
Is Logan in here? All I saw was Jamie.
My apologies. Yeah, Jamie.
All right, well, 8:18, and we actually have time to do interviews, which is very nice. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and start off with our third place finisher on the night. Jamie Wright, how are you?
Oh, this is great. I've been trying all season to get an interview, and I finished fourth like 3 times. So it's great to finally finish third once.
Yeah, it's great to finally talk to you. I mean, we've seen an eventful season from you, all season. You started off really strong and really promising, but I've kind of, I've kind of, I don't know the right word, but I don't know. But
Yeah, I fell off.
how great does it feel to finally be up into the booth and get that third place finish?
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, like before the season started, I was like, "There's no way I'm not gonna win a race." Like I thought I'd be super competitive, and then I got in here, and it's been way more competitive than I thought it would be. And so yeah, I finished fourth a couple times at the beginning of the season, and then it's been a struggle recently. So it's great to finish third. Hopefully that gives me some more momentum towards the playoffs.
Absolutely. I mean, this is your technical rookie season, and definitely have put your name out there. Not only being one Hendrick driving the one car, but started to really make a name for yourself as a driver. I mean, what kind of momentum are you looking to pop off before the end of the regular season to take into the playoffs? Is there any races that you would are really looking at to and saying, hey, I can really win this race?
Um, Martinsville is one of my favorite tracks on the game. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think I'm really great there. So I think that's a track that I'm going to be really good at, and I just want to I want to beat the 92 for Rookie of the Year. That's my goal. I think now I don't think the championship's in within reach for me this season, but I do want to beat the 92 for Rookie of the Year. So that's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Sharp, do you have anything for a third place finisher?
I mean, heck of a job, first of all, to be able to bring it on P3, surviving what some are considering chaos there in the closing laps. I mean, obviously, it comes down to it. It's everyone's going to be going for just no holding back anymore. So, obviously, to be able to come out of there for a third place result, is, what does this do for you as the end of the regular season comes to its conclusion? What sort of positivity can you take from this?
Like I said, I've been doing pretty bad recently, and I've also not been making too many people happy. So, and this race probably didn't help that, but getting third, that means I can run up front and can get up there and be competitive and win races. So hopefully during the playoffs I can win some and maybe make a run for the championship.
There you go. I mean, runs like this will definitely get you into position when you need them. So great job on that P3 tonight.
Thank you.
And Sharp, have you seen if our second place finisher Logan Aim has joined the booth?
No, I did not. I know our race winner is in here now, so
It looks like we're gonna go ahead and interview our race winner. Speed, how are you?
Great. Could be better. I've been better after race wins, but I'll take it.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw you fend off the whole entire field for the last 2 laps. I mean, Take us through your mind, whenever the restart, was happening. I mean, what was really going through your mind sitting in the car, sitting front row? I mean, what were you saying to yourself that you had to do to hold off the entire field?
Survive. I knew Titan was going to work with me because he's a JJR guy who's already locked in. And Hoodcat was in our party as well, so he wasn't really working with me per se, but I knew he wasn't going to move me. And to be honest, the guy I was most worried about was my car owner, who did send me in the last corner. But you know what? It is what it is. Without him, I don't think I'd have a ride right now. So shout out masopes. Thank you for the ride and the opportunity. And glad to win at my home track. Physically, feels like for me, and advance on to the playoffs.
Absolutely. I mean, you finally got that first win of the season, I believe, and sitting below the cut line, it was definitely needed. You got that first one. You don't gotta worry about uh, locking yourself into the playoffs anymore. What are you gonna do with this newfound momentum with the races leading up to the playoffs?
Well, I knew I needed this win tonight because Martinsville last season I only got second on a gamble, and Talladega as anyone can win. So I didn't want to have to race these last 2 weeks entering the playoffs on a prayer and a gamble that I would make the playoffs. So I think this is a little bit more secure. I'll try to use the momentum. Maybe that gamble works out at Martinsville that I tried last year, and I gained some points that way. And I'll have a lot of help at Talladega, but I think I'll be trying to get another one of these JGR boys in the playoffs that week.
Absolutely. Sharp, do you have anything for our winner?
First of all, congratulations on the win speed. Obviously, you're a previous winner, and this one has to feel like it's been a long time coming. We've seen you multiple times being positioned for a race win, so now to finally get that monkey off of your back, it's got to be, some relief to you. And now you can gear up and get ready for the playoffs. So now, what's the mentality moving forward?
Uh, just make some noise. I mean, last season I made the playoffs and I did well. I won the regular season championship, but nothing I did from the regular season really carried over. I got 3 DNFs, including 2 disconnects, and one race I didn't even make. So now that I believe I'm in, or at least I have a pretty good hope that I'm in, I just want to, when I get there, I don't want to be quiet the whole time. I want to be up there with the Heredias, the JoJos, the whoever else. Electric, he's quick lately anyway. Who knows, really? Playoffs, anything can happen. We've seen it before. So, but to answer your question, I just, when I make it there, if I am in there, I just want to do something there too.
Absolutely. Well, congrats again on the win, and best of luck to you on the close of the regular season and in the playoffs as well.
Thank you.
And we also do have our runner-up finisher joining us as well, so we'll take a minute to interview Logan Ames on his runner-up finish. Also coming up through the field in those closing laps and multiple late race restarts that we have. So Logan, how were you able to get it done, and how does it feel to come home P2? It was definitely hectic there at the end, but as we mentioned, you were able to survive that chaos, bring it home P2. So great job to you there on getting a great finish there at the end. I'll hand it over to Brody for our final question before we wrap this up. So what do you have for runner-up tonight, Brody?
I would just like to take a moment to congratulate Logan Aim. I believe this is 2 booth appearances in 2 weeks, so definitely congrats. And you are, uh, how does it feel to have this momentum, knowing that you're close to the cut line and you got uh, not that many races left until the playoffs? What does this do for your confidence in this series. You there, Logan?
I was gonna say,
Yes. Oh, that's all right. Basically what I just asked you was, with these two booth appearances, which are top threes, you are definitely earning points, really close to the cut line. What does this do for your confidence in this series? Not that many races are left in the regular season till playoffs. How are you feeling? Absolutely, and it's a little bit more complicated since Speed has won under the playoffs, so it'll be interesting to see how close you are to that playoff cut line.
well, since I'm in the booth a few times a week and there's some awkward silence, I will mention aim. If it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty sure McCard got a terrible finish, so you should gain some points on him. I was getting a points update from everybody in my party the whole race, and then I saw you, McCard, the first stage, and I was like, I was so bad. I'm like, man, the one race I finally am up front, so is everybody else, and it doesn't matter.
But it certainly doesn't matter now since you do come out of here with a win. But
Yeah.
I mean, do you all have any final thoughts for this race? Anything that you'd like to say or shout out?
Well, I got a long list of names. Shout out Masopes for being just a great guy. Shout out Joker, former owner who gave me a lot of things in this league and was race control for this hectic race. I'm sure he's gonna be busy for the next hour or so. Shout out Masopes again. I won with his setup. I don't know where he got it from, but he gave it to me and it's in victory lane, so.
That's something.
Yeah. Shout out to 10. What a guy. Wins last week, great teammate this week. Glad to have him.
That's great.
And that's about it for me.
Well, that'll pretty much do it for our Xfinity broadcast tonight. Sharp, do you have any final words on what we saw tonight?
I mean, at times we saw great racing. It got chaotic toward the end with a very hectic finish as well. So, I mean, it's to be expected of some of these plate tracks that you go to, but overall, aside from some of the chaos at the end, I do believe it was quite a great race at times and a lot of good battling amongst the competitors.
Absolutely, and that's going to do it for our broadcast night from Michigan. Next week, we are going to be heading to Martinsville. So definitely tune into that next week and don't go anywhere tonight because we got some cup racing from Michigan. So definitely stay tuned and we'll see you next week.